So I saw Asteroid City about a week ago or something, and let me just talk to the new subscribers for a second here. I promise I am not some channel that just gets off on disliking things, okay? It just so happens I've hit a rough spot. But yeah, as you can see from the title, I did not care for Asteroid City. Now in this scenario, I think it's important actually to kind of say my feelings on Wes Anderson, because I think that'll play a big part in how you perceive this movie. I like Wes Anderson. I do. I think he has obviously one of the most distinct styles in filmmaking today. I mean, as you can see from all the stupid AI generated bullshit. It's funny how he's the only director that AI even tries to emulate because it can't do anything else. But that's another topic for another video. Anyways, Wes Anderson, I like him. There's obviously great technical craft. I like a lot of his movies actually. But having said that, I am not some Wes Anderson stan, you know, even though I like most of his movies. I can't say I fully head over heels love one of his movies. Even some of the stuff like Grand Budapest Hotel, Moonrise Kingdom, I like those movies, but they are like not even close to sniffing my like top 10 of that year or something like that. And I saw the trailer for Asteroid City and I was like, it just looks like more like Wes Anderson. Like, I don't know. Is something going to be different about it this time? And it's weird because The French Dispatch, his last movie, I think the reception was, a lot of people kind of felt like on that movie, like they didn't really care for it, which was weird because I actually really liked The French Dispatch. And I don't want to say this movie is divisive, but from the people I follow, there are definitely some polarizing views on it. And I gotta say, I do lean negative. I'm sorry. My problem with Asteroid City is the same problem that I think most people had with The French Dispatch. They just could not connect to the story in The French Dispatch, right? They just did not have any emotional attachment to it, everything like that. I found myself that way with Asteroid City. And it's a very perplexing thing because while this is, you know, kind of Wes Anderson, you know, if I have to hear one more person say, oh, this is the most Wes Anderson has ever been, I'm gonna fucking lose it. But it does tackle some very interesting themes that he hasn't really tackled in a long time, it feels like. There's some stuff about grief and parenthood and the human connection, everything that you would think I would be able to kind of latch myself onto and hold on to. And in fact, there's a scene towards the end where it feels like everything kind of comes together and should be that emotional resonance where you kind of walk away being like, boom, it did it. The problem is, it just didn't do it for me for that entire period. I love a Wes Anderson ensemble. I do, okay? I think it's great that everyone flocks to sign up for his movies. I would definitely do the same thing, even though I'm too ugly to be in them. I like it though. But at some point, it's like, man, you are stretching yourself a little too thin. Grand Budapest Hotel had a lot of characters, but it never felt like it lost its way in the grand scheme of the ensemble. In this one, there are some characters I'm like, yo, like, there are so many characters, some of which are there to just have like a scene or two, like a borderline cameo, which is okay, but because it bounces around so many times, it just didn't do it for me. Some of the performances are great. I think Jason Schwartzman is awesome. Scarlett Johansson is great. Some of the kids in the movie are very good. But also, I'll admit, in a movie where they're talking about grief and the whole introspection of humanity, is that the right word here? When he's tackling those themes, I want something a little more than like deadpan dialogue talking about their feelings. Like I want some Royal Tenenbaums type Wes Anderson feeling. And here I just felt like when they're talking about heavy stuff or stuff that'll make you think or make you feel, it's just delivered in that same monotone way that it just got annoying to me in this movie. Once again, none of that bothered me in The French Dispatch or whatever, but in this one, it just really stuck out. And of course, there was an odd framing device for the movie that I didn't care for until the end, where it was like, I guess it was okay, but just it took me out of the movie too many times beforehand, before it kind of wrapped everything up, that it lost me too late. You know, it was just too late. Now, of course, having said that, this is a Wes Anderson movie, which means this will be some of the best production design, costume, cinematography, score that I will see all year. He will never fail at that. And I'm not just talking about having it be symmetrical. The production design is fantastic. I love how the camera moves. I love how it's blocked. He knows what he's doing in that area. And I'm sure it's fair to say, you know, hey, you just don't get it. You don't even like Wes Anderson. You're just saying you do. Say what you want. I really wanted more from Asteroid City. While it's technically well crafted, I could not get into the story. And by the time it tried to get me, it was already too late. Asteroid City, 2.5 stars. I promise I like movies, okay? I do. Just go on my Letterboxd, I swear.